What's up, my family? Listen, first-time listener, or you've been here the whole damn time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, giddy up, let's go, no notes.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Slap.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah.
What the f*** are you talking about?
What's up, everybody? We're already having fun here. At this live, we're at a remote location. Hollis is going to talk about that in a minute. But welcome back, A2D Radio. This is Vetted with Irving Fryar, Big Dog Hollis Thomas. Give him your read, Big Dog.
As you can see, we are currently at Royal Billiards in Comar, Pennsylvania. We have some people out here already watching. If you're watching, you want to come down and join us, come on down. We have the greatest in pool tables, shuffleboard, card tables, billiard accessories, dart supplies, bars, and as you can see, I am sitting in my favorite bar stool. I won't even call it a bar stool; it's a bar chair. It's more like a lounge chair.
A throne.
It's a throne
it's
for
like
a
throne,
king.
yeah.
And if you want to fulfill any of your man cave or recreational needs, you should go to royalbilliards.com or come out here and check us out. Everybody's out here waiting with baby breath to serve you and get you up on your games and things. And it was something else I was supposed to mention. I just saw Marty. I introduced him to Marty.
Yeah, we need to lift Marty up. See if Marty will allow you to pick him up so we can show everybody who Marty is. You talk about Marty every week.
Yes, Marty's my guy.
Yeah.
And then they have the hot tubs in the back waiting for
that's
you.
right. I gotta see the hot tubs.
Hot tubs.
I didn't bring my trunk.
Yeah, the hot tubs are in the back. They're waiting for everybody. So if you're in the neighborhood and want to stop by and say hi, we're at Royal Billiards in your greater Delaware Valley. That's Royal Billiards. Go see royalbilliards.com or stop by. I have the address written down. There's 815.
Something like that.
Something Bethlehem Pike. Is it?
It's right there.
First,
Right there.
515 Bethlehem Pike.
Colmar,
Pennsylvania. Come and holler at us.
And last week,
yes,
we were live remotely at Carlino's Market.
Yes.
That was fantastic. I mean, the food, it's an Italian market. It is in Ardmore on, County Line Road.
County Line Road.
Owner Pat, Angela. It was founded 40 years ago. They're celebrating 40 years.
Yes, 41 here,
41
there.
here, 40 years there.
Yes.
Founded by Mama Carlino and her husband, Nicola, in 1983. We had a great time.
Is it Nicola or Nikolai?
Nicola. It says right there. Nicola.
Okay.
I can read. We had a great time, great food. Let me tell you something. I watched how they interacted with their guests and with the people who came as customers, and everybody, not just Hollis and myself, but everybody is treated like they're somebody.
Yes, treated with class.
True classy organization. Angela, God bless you. Carlino's, you want to go there in Ardmore. Great place to eat. Great food. Italian food.
Yes, especially if you're single, they have those. They make it there for you. I don't know if you got to go over there to check out. They have the pre-made meals and stuff for you. The soups.
Yeah, I walk through and saw
chilies.
everything. Yeah. Well, if I live closer, I'd be there like 3 or 4 times a week. I live like an hour and 15 minutes away, so it's going to have to be like a once a month thing for me. But it's great.
I'm gonna go 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times a month. Well, you live on this side of the bridge. I don't live on this side of the bridge. But anyway, listen. What do you want to talk about today? Listen, we were going to have Mark Duper in and Mark Clayton in today, but we're having some technical difficulties. Duper is actually watching right now.
I can see him
at the bottom of the screen, but we can't hear him when he comes in. So we're going to try to work that out for you and get him in, because with I don't know if you know about it, Mark Duper, Mark Clayton, they called them the Marx Brothers.
Yes.
Back in the 90s, 80s and the 90s.
It was the mid to late 80s.
Yeah, 80s
I was a kid when I was watching that. And then I think you entered that. I think then they bring Mark in. Was Mark in there before you?
Mark came the same year I came.
Okay, yeah, because Mark was my guy too.
Yeah, we came the same year in 90. I think it was 92 or 91, something like that. But anyway, Mark Clayton, Mark Duper were the closest thing, if not better, than these 2 cats they have running all over the place down in Miami now. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So
there's only one difference between the I guess you could say the trio. When Dan Marino got hit, didn't have a concussion. So, and so I think
Well,
that's the one thing. If we're going to talk about them,
we didn't call them concussions
Well,
back then.
you got to get out there and finish.
Yeah, get you some smelling salts and get back out in the field and play the game. I have a funny story though. When I went down to Miami, I got traded down to Miami from New England.
You got traded? I thought you was a free.
No,
okay.
I asked to be traded.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be traded. I had been trying to get out of New England probably 3-4 years prior to them actually trading me. But then there was a coaching change, and I asked to be traded, and they traded me. So I went down, and Miami had just let go of Mark Clayton.
Okay.
Mark Duper was still there, so Mark spent time with me in my first training camp there, and they let Mark Duper go at the end of that first training camp I was there. But we're in training camp, and
wait a minute. So you the reason why he got cut?
No. No, don't start that. We're good friends. We're frat brothers. We've been friends ever since.
Yeah, okay.
Been down there to see him, spend some time
Wait
at his
till I
house.
get him up here on the screen. I'm not asking questions.
You
I
can
got
ask
questions.
him that. But there was a story that was going around, or it's a true story. So Duper, obviously, before I got there, he's playing, and Dan Marino's throwing the ball, and Mark Duper would never dive for the ball. They're watching film of a game, and Dan overthrew Mark Duper a little bit, and Dan's looking at Duper, and he said, well, why you could have dove for that ball? Why didn't you dive for that ball? Duper looked at Dan and said, listen, they don't pay me to dive. They pay you all the money. You hit me with the ball between the numbers. True, they pay the quarterback all the money. They say they pay you all that money. You ought to be able to hit me between the numbers.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have to dive.
Wow.
And he never dove for a ball. That's
wow.
That's Mark Duper. That's a true story,
man.
So you want to talk about?
I want to talk about. I want to talk
about the loss first.
I'd rather talk about the L first. Get that out of the way.
Okay,
because I'm pretty sure everybody else has got it out their system.
I don't have it out of my system.
I got it out of my system. Once I listened to all the yahoos over the leading up to our show, listen to all of them try to meander and pander for the 49ers and try to make excuses for them, and it was just like you could see and feel the hate. The part that cracked me up was everybody said that our loss was more disturbing, but then they ran down the 49ers injuries, but didn't run down the injuries that we went into the game with. Not only that, it's like they have a good defense, and they talk about their secondary, how it was being gone. Now the funny part to me, I felt like if we came in with that game plan to throw the ball 40 plus times, we were already going to lose. Anytime we throw the ball, since they've been here, anytime we've thrown the ball 40 plus times, we're 0-4.
And they didn't have to throw the ball that many times because the Eagles were ahead most of the game.
Yeah,
so
and you said I didn't realize that until you said that. The other part too is when my man Lane went down, you got a new guy in there. Right. You don't automatically start throwing. You have to get him comfortable.
You want to start running the ball.
That's like it. It's like I was talking to some of my other brethren. I was like, yes, you're supposed to be ready, because I heard it's like I had different. That's why I was like, it's out of my system because I've had different emotions all week. Like I at first I was on the offensive lineman side because you don't just throw me in there and just start throwing passes. But then I heard the kid who was the backup for Chicago. He came in and he said, I know the playbook. I know everything in the playbook. He said, don't shorthand the offense because I know everything. I pride myself on knowing the entire playbook because that's what I'm supposed to do. Right. So when I took the stance of, maybe the fans were right. He should have been ready. He should have been ready when Lane went down. Well, yeah. And that's your job, is to be ready. Right. And sometimes sometimes we being a fan and a former player, sometimes we kind of forget that it's your job to be ready. It took me back to when, before I started, I was always on sideline, ready to go in, ready to go in. Right. It's like you may not get in the game, but you're ready to go in when they call your number, because you don't know when your next time you're going to go in. That's right. Because if you go in there and mess things up, like if you saw his first two plays, they were a complete and utter debacle. I'm talking about, dude. It was like he was surprised. He had to go in the game. He got surprised. Well, he shouldn't have been surprised. Well, the guard, the D and the D tackle, they made sport of him. Who in the tooth going there, or was it Jack Driscoll? I think it was Jack Driscoll. You saw he go in there, and they're supposed to be security. It's like no white tees and Air Force Ones, and they's like they kicked the door. It's like we got on both.
But here's how I see when it comes, when people talk about injuries, they had this injury, they had that injury. The Jets, most of their secondary was not playing. They didn't have their best corner out there. They had their best offensive lineman was down. So, everybody with injuries.
Exactly.
That's a part of coaching. That's a part of management, making sure that they have adequate backup.
Right.
Obviously, in some cases, or a lot of cases, particularly at the quarterback position, it's hard to have a real good, and I don't think there's any team in the league where there's a real quality backup quarterback behind the starting quarterback.
No,
I think in most teams, if not all teams, there's a major drop off at that position.
Well, except for the Giants, they got Tyrod Taylor's in there now.
Okay, but there's far and few in between.
Yeah.
So when it comes to injury and people using that as an excuse or as a reason,
that was the one all week that they used for the 49ers.
Right.
But
you know what? No,
it's something I want to ask you too. Go ahead.
The 49ers, regardless of the injuries, they were still in a position to win that game.
Right.
They drove down the field close enough to kick a field goal. The kicker missed the field goal.
Yeah. And you know what too? And this happened, and not only in that game, but in our game. So before our game, Jake was out there kicking 60-yarders, 50, 60-yarders, and hitting them. But then he started slapping the high-fiving the kids that was out there, and then he missed the automatic. But the kid for 49ers, his entire family was there. They took a picture before the game. I was like, oh. Yeah. And then that happened at the end of the game because bad time to miss your first field goal. The one thing that I did want to ask you is like, so they kept talking. There was one guy, Dan Ostrowski. He pisses me off to no end.
Ostrowski, I like watching him though. He's pretty informative.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's pretty informative.
Not really. If you want to listen,
I mean, he wasn't a great player.
Yeah, it's not.
But
and why would I listen?
So he has a big opinion.
Why would I listen to him or Tony Romo?
Well, they weren't great players.
And they haven't showed that they could do it coaching wise. The other part, the part that that he got pantsed on was he was talking about Brock Purdy being elite, and they were saying no, Brock Purdy is just good. It's like and then the part exactly. The part
Orlovsky said that.
Yeah. And he was adamant about it, and then he had to. So then Shannon said, well. He said, well, Dak Prescott went 13-3 his first year and lost in the playoffs. Is he elite? He's like, no, Dak is good. Very good. I was like, so, and it's like, you don't have a good enough sample. You can't keep annoying people. And then you turn around and you make all those excuses. If you're elite, you put the team on your back. Now he did put him in position to win that game. Right. But when you're elite, you put the team on your back, and there are no excuses.
All right. I got to read.
Go ahead.
Is it a read, Ralph?
It's a read.
Okay, it's my turn. Yeah, I got to read.
My bad.
Everybody, hats.com is the premier destination for quality and fashion-forward hats and more. Yep, with designs for every style and trend. I'm reading this, y'all. Locally based and run by Philly sports team Fanatic. Your Fanatics. Hats.com can help you elevate your hat John. Not just your hat John. Y'all watch some of my posts and stuff. You see about the hat John. Utilize easy-to-use guides at hats.com and find your perfect size and style. And shipping and returns are free. That's important. That's important. Shipping and returns are free. Hats.com. Find yourself in a hat. Use code Philly for 15% off your order. Hats.com.
Boom. There you go. You got action.
That's it. You good? I'll have another read. All right, we got that out of the way. Hats.com. One of the things, you tell me this.
Okay.
The object for you as a defensive lineman in your play, yes, obviously stop the run, but when the quarterback's throwing the ball, you may not be able to get to him and sack him early in the game.
Right.
All right. But your objective is to wear the offensive line down.
You set them up for that big sack.
Right. And then when it counts most, third quarter, fourth quarter, now you're getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, just like that's what Hassan Reddick did.
Right.
He said, but it's like, but in the situation that the opposing team was in, where you shouldn't really, the other team really shouldn't be throwing them, and they just notice all of a sudden that I don't have to worry about the run because they're not
Pin your ears
running.
back and go.
You pin your ears back and go, and it's easier to do that, and it's easier to corral the run because you already got the offensive line flustered. And so, especially when you got a young offensive line, you've yet to build the confidence. When I say confidence, you ask any offensive lineman, Hall of Fame, anybody. The main thing they like to do is run the ball, because when they run the ball, you're leaning on the defensive line. You're making them tired. If you don't make them tired, it's like a track beat. We run about a couple of seconds faster than they do. And we're going forward and they're going backwards.
So, but as much as it has an impact on the offensive line, that pressure, that constant pressure over time, third, fourth quarter, that begins to have an impact. Even though you may not be sacking him, you're getting hits on him.
He has a clock in his head.
He has a clock in his head. How much of an impact does that have on the quarterback? Because, and I asked that question because I believe there was an impact. It took place. Something changed with Jalen. This past weekend against the Jets, particularly in the late third quarter and fourth quarter. When I watched him, let me give you an example. I watched him the last play of the game. He got the snap and he kind of ran over to his left a little bit. And there was I guess on TV, I don't know how I was able to see it, but you could see from behind him what he saw. He saw Devontae Smith. He had beat the corner to the left. And he was beyond the safety in the middle. But Jalen threw that ball. His legs were parallel to the line of scrimmage. And he just flipped it. He just winged it. And not AJ Brown, but Devontae Smith had to wait for the ball to come back, and it got deflected and all. Had Jalen stepped into the throw and thrown the ball, had he stepped into it and thrown the ball down the field, Devontae was beyond the corner. He was beyond the safety. He probably would have scored on it. But I believe his form, what he should be doing, his mechanics, got out of whack because it happened some plays prior to that where he's throwing the ball down the field when he's got a dump right in front of him. He's running when he's got an outlet right in front of him. This happened in the third and fourth quarter because I believe of the pressure, not necessarily the hits, but now he's seeing stuff and he's rushing because he's not used. Lane Johnson's down. I know Lane's down. He's not used to this pressure, and he instinctively begins to run, but now he's getting rid of the ball or vacating the pocket before he needs to. And it's because of that pressure over time.
And it's a clock. That's what you do. When you start getting the quarterback off of his spot, that clock comes in his head. And then the fact that he was outside of the pocket and he didn't step into the throw, that's just recognition of the line getting pushed.
He's
the offensive line, not the offensive line getting pushed back, or you're not being able to throw a pass.
No. He didn't have anything.
No. I'm saying it's the clock in your head is you remember it's muscle. It's kind of like muscle memory. It's like you got to hurry, and you can't step into the throw like you normally would, but you could in that situation that we're speaking of. It's kind of like when you see like the part take what they give you. Well, they know that you're trying to get a first down, and you take what you give you. So now they run robber. And that's what he threw. That's when he threw the last pick that helped put them over the top. The other part too is he, like you said, he has to start taking what they give them to bring them up. But normally, to bring them up, all we were doing was running the ball. When you run the ball, if you're kicking the front's ass running the ball, they have to incorporate the secondary into it now. Now they just can't worry about that. But when you do that, you're putting this hamstring in secondary. And I knew they wanted to go after the secondary because two of their guys were down. I was like, but the only way you could do that is you have to slow the guys down up front. You have to slow the horses down up front, because that not only did they put that automatic clock in Jalen's head, it was like the best pass defense is a quality pass rush. It don't matter who playing secondary. You can have some regular people, because if the quarterback is throwing fast, he's going to make mistakes, sir. And they had our quarterback flustered.
And I think that's something that we definitely have to work on this week.
We had to, not only that, we had to work on a better balance. See, the thing that
talking about running pass,
doing different plays.
We're going to have to run the ball this week, not just to keep balance, but to keep that Miami offense off the field. We need to sustain drives. We need to have some 5, 6, I mean not 5 or 6, but 10 or 12, 14 play drives to keep them on the sideline.
That end in touchdowns, though.
That end in touchdowns, They did a good job in the red zone this past week because they did score 2 touchdowns. When in the past, they would have gotten down there and had to kick a field goal.
Exactly.
But then Jake Elliott misses a field goal when they get down there, which, that's not his MO. He's normally pretty
pretty
responsible
automatic,
and automatic when it comes to getting that ball through those uprights. But yeah, I Jalen, for some reason, things have kind of listen when they hit your quarterback. Understand this, everybody. When they hit your quarterback, everybody on the team feels it.
Yep.
Offensively and defensively, when they hit your quarterback, everybody feels it.
Well, not only that, it's the offensive line is they get pretty pissed.
Right,
and they should be
upset.
And they should use some of that.
Fault.
They should use some of that upsetness to pass block. As like, but you also it goes up to the coaching too. It's like you have to know that you have a young guy in there. You have to know that that's not laying in there, and hopefully this is just his mulligan that Brian Johnson.
So you would say in this Jets game there could have been a better package put together. There could have been a better play calling,
better game plan,
better game plan. Yeah, package game plan,
right.
Better. I mean, obviously, sometimes not that the entire game plan changes,
right?
But you got to make adjustments along the way.
Exactly.
And it doesn't seem as though he's making those kinds of adjustments. I noticed just like last year at one point when things kind of got a little bit uncertain offensively, they go to these quick bubble screens, and it's like they're trying to get themselves into some type of rhythm to figure out what they're going to do next. Shane Steichen did that last year a little bit,
right.
And I see Brian Johnson doing that already this year. I don't like those bubble screens.
Yeah.
How many? I mean, Tyreek Hill will bust a bubble screen.
Yeah.
I've seen him break one and cut across the field.
Quez Watkins broke one time, but when you do the bubble screen because it's almost like a run, and you do it because they have off coverage, or you trying to see what they're in, and
you're doing it because you don't know what to do. You don't know what else to do.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
That's what I see. Because they run too many of them.
Yeah.
For me, a bubble screen is like a screen, like a screen where you running the ball, and you drop back and you throw a screen pass to the back. That's what a bubble screen is to me. It's not something that you use in your ordinary calls. It's something you use as a change up.
Now, if somebody just put something funny up there, it's like they kept throwing the ball because they were 15th versus the pass, but 29th versus the run. And they
should have run the ball.
Yeah, should have ran the ball.
Yep.
I was like, but they were trying to take advantage of the guys on the outside edge. I was like, yeah, but you don't throw that dang near 50 passes.
And the fact that Swift wasn't able to get any yards when they decided to run the ball.
That's what I told you. Like is
an example of the fact that they were not running the ball
enough first,
or not running the ball enough. They were throwing the ball too much.
Yeah, and the part too is like the funny part is like once the defensive line gets going, the run is really an afterthought, but you don't have to worry about the run where you're dominating up front and you're getting in the backfield. You backfield bootlegging all day long.
Right.
You do what you want. That's why, like, once you're on the roll as a defense, it's like you play the run on the way to the pass.
What do you think about Julio Jones?
I think it was a good pickup. It just lets me know that.
I'm glad you agree with that. I agree with you.
Look, because it was a good pickup because the third receiver on our squad currently doesn't exist.
Right. When you think about Zacchaeus, you think about Quez Watkins, then Julio Jones. Julio Jones, I don't care how was he 33 years old.
Yeah,
he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a threat too.
Yeah, he's a threat.
And
when you look at those three, Julio Jones is the best third receiver.
And he has the attitude. He will come in and block. Put it that way. Yeah. We haven't. I was just talking to some other people about Zach Pascal. Zach Pascal used to be a beast out there blocking, especially for the run.
Right.
Even though he wasn't getting the balls much. And the thing that I love that Julio Jones said in his interview is, "I'm here to do whatever they need to do to win."
Well, he wants to win. Too.
He wants to win.
He's played long enough to know, listen, this is an opportunity for me to get to a Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl before I completely retire. I mean, he was on the street. He wasn't playing for somebody else,
right?
Which, again, it didn't cost him any trades.
No, they put him on practice squad so he could get acclimated to the system and stuff, and depending on how much he learns.
Help somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a long stretch here in these next 7 games where we're gonna need a second win somewhere along the line.
Yeah, and then plus Devontae is I don't know what's up with Devontae. I think it's hopefully he doesn't have the sophomore. Did you have a sophomore slump your second year?
No, my second year I went to the Pro Bowl.
Okay, but my second, they talk about sophomore slump. Second year I led the defensive tackles.
I had a rookie slump. Is what my slump was. Well, I got hurt 2 times. I cracked my ribs, and dislocated my shoulder both in my rookie year, and both injuries kept me out 4 weeks. So I only played half the season. At different times I played 8 games total my rookie year. But my second year I came in and went to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, my third year I think I got injured. Third year I got injured. Like that was a 3-13.
I wasn't allowed to get hurt.
Well, you told me about that.
I wasn't allowed to get hurt. We got another. Is this a commercial, Ralph?
This is a video, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a video.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Hit it, Ralph.
In our family, food is our daily bond. My nonna, affectionately called Mama by many, found solace and joy in the kitchen, sharing her love through delicious creations. She turned her culinary passion into a flourishing business alongside her husband and sons in 1983. Celebrating 40 years is a testament to our exceptional team, friends, family, and beloved customers. With gratitude, we look forward to the future, expanding our brand to share the highest quality Italian food and wine nationwide. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a part in our story. Grazie mille.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
and fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on Bethlehem Pike in Colmar.
Listen, we're having a great time over here. I hope you all can't hear us in the background doing these commercials because they can't hear us getting around. Okay, that's great.
Good.
You all might not ever watch us again. You hear some of this stuff going on in the background. But no, we were talking about Julio Jones and him coming in. I think that's just a great move. At the beginning of the season, before the season started, I was always very adamant about the fact, they were talking Quez Watkins. And to me, Quez is not the guy. He's not that guy.
He's already shown it to us.
And even Zacchaeus, he does okay. He hasn't really hurt the team.
Right.
When he's been in, he's been an asset.
Yeah.
But when you elevate that, you take it to another level when you bring a guy in like Julio Jones, and it didn't cost us anything, whatever they're paying him in salary, but it didn't cost us anything. So I look forward to him when he's able to get acclimated, after he's able to get acclimated to the playbook, get his body in shape, and, somewhere down the road, maybe play 14 plays a game as the third wide receiver.
Yeah.
But with that being said, one of the things that's happening right now is the ball's not being spread around offensively. And this is another thing with the pressure. I talked about the pressure that caused Jalen to break down in his mechanics, to cause Jalen to have scatter feet and to get out of the pocket too soon and not to hit his check downs. On his interception, when he threw that interception to the left.
Right.
A.J. Brown was open.
Yes.
He should have threw it to A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
But there was an interception to the right where he was trying to throw the ball to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dropping back, and he looked straight at A.J.
Right.
He never looked straight. He never looked to the right. When he got the ball, he looked right at A.J.
Okay.
Devontae's not getting enough snaps. He's
right.
not balls, not enough
looks,
throws, not enough targets.
Yeah.
And you got to keep. That's why he's dropping a couple of balls, because you got to keep guys involved. I believe.
What do you believe?
This is just my opinion.
What do you believe?
But because this has been happening, AJ being targeted more than everybody else. This has been happening since the second game of the season on Thursday night when he had his little temper tantrum on the sidelines. Now
you finna Donovan it up?
Yeah. I'm agree with Donovan. Donovan did say that, but I said that before. Actually, I said it before Donovan. Donovan's just on a bigger platform than me, so everybody heard him.
Well, they didn't like what Donovan said.
I don't care what they like me.
Not you. They didn't care what he said.
I don't care. Well,
they didn't care for him because
I'm saying it.
Okay.
And I think
what you said is coming from a sincere place. When he says it sounds hateful.
Okay. Well, I'm saying it because when you look at it, okay, when he had that little temper tantrum on the sidelines,
right?
Okay, that their little animated conversation,
their little dust.
Having the sidelines go out in the game. The next ball was thrown to him. The next two balls were thrown to him. That next game, the first two passes in the game were thrown to AJ Brown.
And what did you
Since
tell me?
Then, AJ has been getting 9, 8, He got 125 yards in 4 games in a row, 125 plus.
Do you want to
That's
tell
never
them?
happened before with the Eagles.
I know, but do you want to tell them what you told me when you were the number 1 receiver here?
Well, yeah, but I didn't come here to be number 2.
Exactly.
But this is overwhelmingly his side. He's getting 50% of the balls. It's not supposed to happen like that. Particularly, I didn't have another target on me like Devontae Smith. I didn't have another target on my other side.
You forget about Dallas Goedert.
And Dallas got it. I didn't have a tight end like Dallas Goedert either.
The wealth needs to be spread around.
I needed to be the man because I was the man.
Yes.
But yeah, the ball in this offense, in order for it to be effective, you have to make everybody. You have to include everybody. You got to throw the ball to Devontae Smith. You got to throw the ball to Dallas Goedert. You got to give the ball to Swift. You got to throw the ball to Swift. That's why they're here. That's what makes this offense so unique. But when you dummy it down and you make it one-dimensional and you're throwing half the balls
you're throwing 50
to A.J. Brown, 50% of the balls are going to A.J. Brown.
Yeah, but you throw
that makes
40
it
times.
easy for a defense to defend against.
40-plus times, yeah.
So
when you throw the ball 40-plus times, it's easy for anybody to
So the ball has got to be spread. I mean, listen, this is the best team. We're going to move into the Miami Dolphins now.
Yeah.
But this is the best team by far that the Eagles
have faced.
Will face this thus far this year, by far.
Yeah.
So even if they played the way they played in the first 5 games where they were 5-0, that's not going to be good enough.
No,
that's not against these guys.
No,
it's not going to be good enough. When you talk about the play calling, when you talk about consistency, when you talk about defense.
Now there's only one game that I think that will win. It was one where we held the ball like almost 38 minutes. That'll work here. But the thing that I think we need to do is get back to running the ball and putting people on notice. You have to put people on notice. If you don't run the ball, you don't kick. If you finesse will only get your ass kicked. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's pretty much what.
Football's not a finesse game.
It's not a finesse game, and that's what
we were. About baseball.
Yeah, we were just doing. Last game, we were trying to pass the ball. I was like, you're trying to take advantage of the outside guys, but the outside guys are going to start looking stellar if you keep on passing out there. And the defensive line they're revving it up. The defensive line is tenderizing your offensive line. And they tenderize them to the point where your quarterback now has a clock in his head. Well, now that he has a clock in his head, his mechanics are going to be off. And even when he doesn't have anybody in front of him, he's going to
seeing stuff that's not there.
And he's going to shortchange you. Like we used to talk about, he didn't step into it. Yeah, what I was saying was he didn't step into it because he's used to the guards being pushed back into his lap and him having to throw like this. He literally threw a dime of a pass stiff arming somebody. So when that's in your head, and when they put that in your head, that's like you're in a losing situation.
And then your number 1 lineman is down too. I'm sure that was in his head as well. But
the coordinator, he has to. It's imperative that he gets creative with the play calling. Well, it's like the defense should not know what you're doing. When the defense can dictate to you, you have lost.
You're right. When the defense dictates, the offense wants to dictate.
Yes.
But when the defense starts to dictate, yes.
You want to see as a defense.
Uphill battle.
Yes, as a defense with Jim, he said we want to force the issue. We want to let them know what we will allow, and we're not allowing nothing.
And that's what the Eagles defense needs to do this week.
Yes.
Against this high-powered number. I mean, they're number 1 in most categories offensively thus far this year. After six
all they have to do is look at what the Buffalo Bills did.
They gotta put pressure. They gotta put pressure.
You have to put pressure on them, but you have to do the same thing to Bills. You disrupt if you disrupt the rhythm, because it's like when that offense is on a rhythm. And it's a track team if you let it be.
It's a quick rhythm, though.
Yeah.
Because he gets rid of the ball quicker than anybody else in the league.
Yes, but what did I tell? What did I tell you? What's the clock when you have a good defensive lineman?
The clock you have as a defensive lineman is quicker than the clock he has.
Yes.
As a passer.
Because you should already be the one. And what was they told us this, and we used to because Tommy Brady, Tommy Brady, he coached you at New England too, didn't he? When he in New England, we was there.
Brazier.
Yeah, Tommy Brazier. He was there.
I don't think so.
He was coach. Not your coach. He was the D-line coach there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but he would have a stopwatch when we were watching film on practices and games.
We did that in practice, yeah.
When we watching film, he's like he has 1 1,000, 2 1,000. You lost. Mm-hmm. If he gets to 2 1,000, you lost.
Right.
And you haven't won. It's 1 1,000. Right. You're supposed to be on your way to the QB.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's the only way we're going to win this game and keep this high-powered offense.
I think Jalen Carter can do it though.
Jalen
Carter can do it. I won 1,000 him.
Yeah, he's been.
I won 1,000 him. I was like 1-0.
Yeah,
1-0.
1-0.
It was like he didn't put so many guys in the mixer.
That's the key to this game right here. That's the key right there. That the Eagles' defensive line puts pressure on Tua.
Yeah, and our boy is back without the good thumb.
Well, yeah, he's got a good thumb. But I say that because nobody in our secondary can cover the cheetah, Tyreek Hill.
Not by himself, no.
Nor can they cover Waddle by themselves.
I take my chances with Waddle, but the cheetah now.
They just don't have the speed. And the cheetahs, I mean, every week he just gains confidence, more and more confidence.
He don't need he got all the confidence. Dude, he can catch, and that's a rare confidence.
He's on his way to over 2,000 to breaking the receiving record for yardage.
Just because people keep disrespecting him. Did you?
Well, listen, we respect him.
Yes, we better respect him.
We respect him.
We better respect him, or we'll be a victim of circumstance.
Well, we might be a victim of circumstance.
No, I think we're going to respect him, though. I think it's like because.
So what do you think is going to happen in this game? Because I believe.
I think it's.
I want everybody to know. I want everybody to be clear. I'm an Eagles fan. You see, I got my Eagles green on. Make sure I wear my Eagles hat. I got my Eagles sneakers on. Can y'all see those? I got my Eagles sneakers on. Y'all see them? Oh, they can't see.
They know you done up big.
Got my Eagles sneakers on and all. I am an Eagles fan.
Yes.
But this is a problem this weekend. We got a problem this weekend. And it's coming into town.
Philadelphia, we have a problem.
And it's a Dolphin. It's the Dolphin. We got a problem this week. These cats are phenomenal on offense. And we don't even because the offense is so phenomenal, we don't even talk about the defense. You got Andrew Van
Vic
Ginkel,
Fangio.
Zach Zieler,
Vic
Christian
Fangio.
Winkins.
No, Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio?
He's a defensive coordinator.
Oh, he's the coordinator.
That's all you have to know.
That's all you have to know.
That's all you have to know.
Ogba, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips. These cats are getting sacks. I mean, they're playing really well. Their weakness is their secondary.
Yeah, it is. Well, because Howard is hurt.
Yeah.
One of the guys retired.
Yep.
I say, but what did I say? What you call them secondary was weak, and what happened? You don't go out there and get pass happy. Well, you're tired. You have to tire. See, this is the thing. You have to.
You don't need to tell me.
Okay,
you don't need to tell me. You can call Brian Johnson.
Yes,
tell him.
So this is the thing. This is an old school. This is the old thing. You know why? You know why hush puppies are called hush puppies?
What, the food?
Yeah. Do you know why they call hush puppies?
What?
This is a history moment. Because when the runaway slaves would run away, the dogs would be chasing them, and so that cornbread that's cooked, they would drop them, and the puppies would shut up. Hush puppies.
Right.
So we need to drop some hush puppies for the dogs that's going to be coming if we try to pass every play.
Okay,
that's what we need. We need to slow their ass down by running the ball, throw some screens. Because I know that I put it this way:
quick screens,
quick screens, not bubble screens, just regular screens. Because this I can almost guarantee you it's going to be a chess match because they got a quality head coach. Their head coach,
McDaniel is a nerd for football. He's a nerd. He's a weird looking dude.
Yes,
and he is so freaking smart.
He's smart too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he understands offenses and the thing that I know that he's going to do, because it's like this: when you understand what a team is good at, like we have a great pass rush, we have a really good front seven.
Right.
So what you do to a really good front seven, you throw screens and run draws and stuff.
Slow them down.
To slow them down, and you run the ball a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's what we're supposed to do to their defense, their front seven too, and then make sport of the back end.
Well, I don't think we're going to go out and try to be pass happy this week. We can't. I think there's a clear understanding. I mean, you just have to understand that we want to try to run the ball. We have to run the ball, and we have to run it effectively to create some sustained drives to keep that Miami offense on the sidelines, because they can score at the blink of an eye. We got another commercial we got to watch. Yep, we got one more.
Hats.com is the premier destination for quality and fashion-forward hats and more, with designs for every style and trend. Locally based and run by Philly sports team fanatics, Hats.com can help you elevate your hat John. Utilize the easy-to-use guides at Hats.com to find your perfect size and style, and shipping and returns are free. Hats.com. Find yourself in a hat. Use code Philly for 15% off your order. Hats.com.
Oh, we're back. Who's your friend there, Hollis?
She's the owner of this place, Audrey.
Hello. Hey, listen, thank you,
Audrey,
guys.
say your name for me.
Audra.
Audra. Okay.
I knew you'll get it eventually.
I get it eventually. she's one of my good friends here.
He just can't say her name.
I just can't say it. I just can't say it. But tell us about your. They brought Marty over. Bring Marty over.
Is that Marty? Is he going?
Hollis's friend Marty.
Be all right?
I don't know if you're so much Irving's friend as Hollis.
My buddy.
There's Marty, y'all. There's Marty.
All right,
my buddy Marty.
Turn his face around so they can see his face.
Hey, Marty. Turn around this way, Marty.
There's Marty.
There's Marty.
All right.
Look at
Marty.
Marty.
You're flying there, Marty. But listen, thanks guys for being here. This means a lot to us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Huge Philly fans around here. So
Irving's been asking about this beautiful desk, this highly polished mahogany bar here.
I'm on
polished, a little rustic.
I love this desk. This is not a desk; it's
Bar.
actually a bar.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about having something customly made into a desk for podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
We can get that done here.
We can.
This
This
is awesome the way it is. The bar that we're at right now, it looks like a desk, but it's a bar. But this is a great piece of furniture.
So this is a local craftsman. We work with a lot of local, some Amish. So yeah, they could do anything. You let us know.
Wow. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I want. Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll throw the fraternity in the front. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Even some lights, maybe. No.
Do it up. Green lights around the outside.
So tell everybody about Royal Billiards.
So
and
we
recreation.
Are family-owned business here in Colmar, PA. We've been around for 41 years, so proudly celebrating that.
See you, Marty.
This weekend we have a big sales event too. Kind of really.
This weekend?
Yeah.
All weekend long.
All weekend, Friday through Sunday. Come down. Everything's on sale store-wide.
Wow.
What about the video game?
Yeah. All
the
of
video
it,
game behind you, see it?
Well, your favorite.
See, you didn't even see that. See,
I didn't see that.
What were you
they're
playing
quite. I was playing Miss Pac-Man last time. Yes, there's a lot of hidden gems in here.
Is the video game for sale?
Heck yeah.
Everything for sale.
Everything for sale. Tell them about the hot tubs.
And we have hot tubs. I know. I was afraid we might have to get you guys in there to broadcast something. But,
well, are we coming back to broadcast?
He's not paying attention. He's watching.
Craig, are we coming back to broadcast again?
Okay.
We're gonna do it from the hot tub.
Time.
Next broadcast, it's gonna be an original on A2D Radio. Vetted. We're gonna be doing our podcast from the hot tub right here at Royal Billiard Recreation. First time ever podcast in a hot tub.
The hot tub time machine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds like a party.
Yep.
Yes.
We'll do it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, 41 years, family owned. Everybody here is family, part of the group. Most everybody's been here for many, many years, and so come celebrate with our store-wide sale this weekend.
And they find you online at what?
RoyalBilliard.com.
RoyalBilliard.com. That's where you go online. www.royalbilliard.com. Right there on the screen.
Bottom line.
And you'll even see a little pop-up on the bottom of the page. You can talk to us directly while you're on there.
I saw that when I was online. Somebody is like, you have a message. I was like, I didn't say nothing to you.
Now, if they mentioned Hollis or Irving, does that give them a little more discount?
We might have to do a little something special if they mention you guys. Sure.
See what I just did for you? You see what I just did for you? Yeah. Come on, y'all. Come on down.
We'll let you hand Marty a snack.
Great place. Yeah.
There you go. But awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for allowing us to be here.
Yes.
This great place. This is awesome. This is an awesome place.
Yes, it is. It's tremendous.
Yep.
You didn't even see the video game, though, did you?
No, I didn't see the video game. And that's, I never played like video games in my life, but when they had those out, remember the Galactica, was it?
Yeah, Battlestar, not Battlestar, but it's
Galaga and Pac-Man were the two I would play a little bit. I could only play for a little while because I get frustrated. I wasn't really
you weren't that good?
Yeah, I wasn't that good, but I wasn't a guy that could. I just felt like I was wasting my time because it wasn't doing anything for me. And then when it came out, you had to pay for them.
Oh yeah, you had to pay the quarter.
Put money in.
That's what the arcade is for.
I didn't really hang out a lot. So what are you thinking this weekend?
As far as like the my prediction?
Yeah, what's your prediction?
Ah, man.
What time? We got a few more minutes.
We got a few more minutes. Well, as you can see, I took my glasses off for the prediction here. Now, I think this is going to be a bit of a track meet, a mild track meet. I don't think it's going to be it's going to be a high-power game. I think it's going to be an extremely good game.
What is tell me what a mild track meet is.
We're going to do
either a track meet or it's not.
Well, mild track meet is it's going to be some shot putting in there.
I like
shot
that.
putting, that's some long
some
jumping.
high jumping, long jumping. Yeah.
So this is
javelin throwing.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be one of those knockdown dragouts because you got two teams at 5-1. One team is coming off a loss because they've been brought back down to earth. But you have a lot of guys with integrity on the team, knowing that that's what the product that they put out on the field last week was not them. I think the one thing that we have working for us is we have a quality coaching staff that when they see the mistakes, they try to correct them. And I think this is another thing too. That Desai it came from under Vic Fangio as well. So he's going to be looking to do some things to show that he knows what he's doing. Yeah, that your pupil has learned pretty good. And but I think that I personally think we're gonna win, but it's not gonna be no big margin. It's gonna be like if the game is gonna be within a one score.
Let me ask you this. This is just my observation. It may make sense. It may not make sense to you. It may make sense to you all who are watching. It may not make sense to you. And we're going to put up our agree to disagree.
Yeah, you totally forgot that.
Yeah,
you totally dropped the ball.
I didn't drop the ball on it. I just didn't say it. Yeah, we'll do it at the end of the show.
Okay.
The Eagles. I was talking to someone on the inside. Can't say the name.
Okay.
And this particular person was saying that they thought or felt as though that the Eagles were becoming a little bit arrogant.
Wow.
No, that's a part. They believe that's a part of why they lost that game because they were going into the game thinking they were going to win it. It was just going to be a pushover, and and it should have been that way.
Yeah.
It should have been, but you can't go into that attitude as a player.
As a player, you can't.
You can't do that. And there's a lot of things going on when you watch the news, when you watch advertisements, you watch what's going on online, and you watch TV commercials. The Eagles players are doing a lot of different things now that they weren't doing before. They weren't doing this like last year. They weren't doing those kinds of things.
Correct.
So there's a lot of
extra crap going on.
There's a lot of extra things that are going on that not necessarily cause them not to be focused, but to take away from their time to be focused.
Right.
And do you think some of those things may be a distraction for them, or have become a distraction, or led to why they're at this point, or why they got started the way they got started, and weren't on beat, and at 100%, and got to the point to where with the Jets they kind of just fell apart.
Well, the funny thing is, you're going to get as the NFC champion, the one team, the other team that was in the Super Bowl last year. You're about to get everybody shot because everybody wants to say they beat you.
Right.
And I don't think that they realized that until coming into the season. And I think the part that you're speaking of about the winning, it was a good thing. Winning was a good thing because it masked everything that all the bad stuff.
Right.
But now you lost.
Right.
So now the bad stuff is rearing its ugly head. So everybody's going to be talking about the extra stuff you do. So you have to, I like the loss mainly because I think it lets them know that you're a human being.
Right.
And if you don't do the things you do to get to where you are, somebody's going to kick you in the teeth, and it's not going to be fun. And it's like perfect example. The one year we were on a roll. We ended up we finally beat the Giants. The Giants were kicking our ass like in and out. We finally beat the Giants on the Monday night on the last second. It was like we kicking it and stuff, and then we overlook Oakland, and they come in here and kick us around pretty good.
Right.
And so it's like when you have a young, and we were a young team, and so when you have a young team like this, it's good for a team that comes out and hustles and does everything right. Because if you look at it statistically, we should have got throttled. We turned the ball over 4 or 5 times.
Well, we turned the ball over 4 times, but we had more yards, we had more passing yards.
Yes,
we had fewer penalties.
I know. But
four turnovers.
I know, and all they had was 246 yards
right,
of total yards.
Right. On
and
paper, we should have won, with the exception of the 4 turnovers.
The 4 turnovers,
you
but
can't turn the ball over 4 times.
I know, but most teams turn at least 2 or 3 of those turnovers into points.
Right.
And I think they only turn 1 into points.
Right.
So it's like that. That's why I said it. It's like, so a portion of the team is still playing, but everybody else has to get on the same page. I feel like this was a loss that we had to do to set things back right. Well, I don't know about you, but I was going to ask you a quick question. When you saw we had a bad game or 2 in a row, what did you do to get back on track?
I started examining what I was doing. First of all, I look at myself.
Did you go back to basics?
Yeah, well, yeah, basics.
Okay.
Go back to basics. Particularly if I drop the ball, I go back to basics. But and go back to catching balls and catching 150 balls at the practice. But I would look at myself first of all to see if I'm a part of the problem.
Right.
If I'm playing well and the team just happens to be losing.
No, I'm talking about you personally having a bad game.
Okay, if I
not anybody else, just y'all might even won, and everybody is happy, and you just sitting there like, damn, I played like crap.
No, if I had a bad game, which didn't happen too many times in 17 years, if I had a bad game, I went back to basics.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get.
I eliminated everything else.
Right.
I don't care what it was.
Exactly.
You know, if I was going home and helping my kids with their homework, I wasn't doing that no more.
Right.
If I was whatever I was doing,
right,
I'd eliminate everything and I'm focused in on my craft.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I think
but that's what I'm saying about these other things that are going on.
Yeah, but when you have a team that's this young, that's the first thing I think. And listening to them with all their interviews and stuff, the first thing I think they're going to do is get back to basics.
They better.
And it's like, and
they have to.
They have to.
Yeah.
It's like if they're trying to get to where they want to go and we want to see them go, they have to get back to basics. That's why I think this game is going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. And I feel like, and I'm mostly confident that we're gonna win just because I think we have the fortitude to do it.
Well, in order for it to be close, the Eagles have to play the best game they played this year.
Yeah, and I think that's why
they can't play like any of the games they played thus far.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
They have to play the best game this year.
And then somebody has to call the best game that they've called this year.
Yeah. But we've been saying, or I've been saying, I'm not going to say we. I've been saying that from day one. They're going to play their best game. They're going to play their best game. They're going to play their best game, and that
hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened.
And I think the wake up call was the Jets game because everybody's said
it's a wake up. It's a wake up call. It's a wake up call to all of us, I think, including the team, obviously, and including the owner, including the coaches, everybody.
Right.
It's a wake up call to us, but. Is that going to manifest itself? The wake-up call manifests itself into an improvement because it needs to be not a little improvement. It needs to be a vast improvement on the field.
Yeah.
Is that wake-up call going to manifest itself in terms of vast improvement in terms of play on the field this week? Because if it doesn't, we're going to get beat by 20 points.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not 70. But the one thing that when you it only takes a little bit of attention to detail. So I think the attention to detail and everything. Okay. I think we'll be okay.
Okay. I'm
saying the score. It was us 31-28.
Listen, I want us to win. I do.
31-28.
I want the Eagles to win.
31-28.
But if I had to bet the house, if I had to bet my house on it, I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
That's because you're not a betting man.
No, I couldn't do it because they have too many weapons and
we got a bunch of weapons too.
Yeah, but we're not using our weapons.
Well, we're gonna use them this week.
You think so? Again, like I said, the wake up call is that going to manifest itself into improving in our play on the field this week. Only got 1 week to get it right.
Yeah.
So we're going to make this major jump. Hey, Ralph, give me the agree to disagree this week.
Okay. I thought you were wait till the end. I still have one more read.
You still have one more read.
Yeah.
Eagles are moving backwards. Do you agree or disagree? The Eagles are moving backwards. They did this past week. They moved backwards. They didn't go forward this week. That game against the Jets.
They took a bus. I think they ran into a buzzsaw, but that is going backwards.
They played that game with LA. They played better.
Yeah, they played better in LA.
Yeah, so they went backwards. Against the Jets. Are they moving backwards? I guess that's yet to be seen. But would you agree or disagree that the Eagles are moving backwards?
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
That's why I put it up there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is it time for Hollis?
Yes, it's time for me now.
Time for you to read, bro.
Okay.
A little history with Hollis.
Yes, a little history with me. This day in history with Hollis Thomas is brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. For all your Eagles road games and home tailgating, go to phillysportstrips.com and click the tailgating app. We have a tailgate this week coming up for the Sunday night affair versus the Dolphins. So go to phillysportstrip.com and click the tailgate and get with us on the Dolphins tailgate. We're over at Live Casino. Today is October the 19th, 2023. It's the 292nd day of the year. There's only 73 of these suckers remaining.
God, the year's almost gone.
Yeah,
man.
I know. It goes fast. Once
Football season's gonna be this week 7 of football season.
Yes. This goes fast. We're gonna start off with national holidays. Today is Get to Know Your Customer Day. It's covered that is Get to Know Your Customer Day because we're at Royal Billiards.
How do you get to know your customer?
You have affairs like this with food and drinks
and
watching the
baseball
baseball
game.
Customer? Yes.
You sure?
Yes, almost
okay.
positive.
All right.
It's also for all you all of those who like adult drinks is Gin and Tonic Day.
Gin and Tonic Day.
Yes, and it's also Seafood Bisque Day.
Now I might do that.
You like seafood bisque?
I love seafood bisque, bro.
Yes,
sir.
I got a couple of quick events for you. In 1856, there was a bare knuckle fist fight between James Kelly and Jack Smith. I'm only mentioning this because the fight lasted for 6 hours and 15 minutes. And
those were real fighters back then.
Yes,
man. 6 hours and
15 minutes.
Bare knuckles hitting each other in the face, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And they go to 1943 when the what is it called? Streptomycin is the first.
Strep throat?
No, streptomycin is a medication. It was the first.
Sound like strep throat to me.
It's the first antibiotic remedy for tuberculosis.
Oh,
it was isolated by the researchers at the University of Rutgers up this way. Cool. In 1976, the revision of copyrights. You know, that Michael Bolton didn't know he stole one of Ron Isley's songs.
He didn't know. He didn't know it was copyrighted.
He sang it word for word and melody for melody.
Pay me.
Yeah. So in 1976, then President Gerald Ford he signed the new copyright infringements. Okay.
That's why I keep getting flagged on my Facebook page.
Probably copyright infringement. Yes. Yeah. That's for any time that everybody knows that everybody should know this. Whenever you doing something on social media and you have music in the background and you don't give them credit for it, they mute your music because it's copyright infringements.
Yeah, that's a violation, and they will shut you down.
We have in 1987 Black Monday. Black Monday was the Dow Jones dropped. It fell 22%. It dropped like, what was it, 508 points? Yeah. You remember that? You had money in the stock market, didn't you?
Yeah. I stopped messing with the stock market after that because that money was gone.
Yes, it's gone fast. You can say anything. I got some birthdays here for you. Today in 1920, LaWanda Page. You know what LaWanda Page is? That's the sucker.
Yes.
1932, Robert Reed.
Okay.
That's Mike Brady. So from the
Mike Brady.
Yeah, from the
father.
Yes, the father. 1954, Joe Bryant. You know who Joe Bryant is?
Who's Joe Bryant?
Kobe's dad.
Oh, okay. Kobe's dad.
1960, Jennifer Holliday.
Okay, Jennifer
1962, Evander Holyfield.
All right.
1969, Trey Parker. Trey Parker is one of the creators of South Park. I love South Park.
What is South Park? A show?
It's a cartoon.
Okay. I don't watch that. I don't do cartoons.
And in 1976, we have Omar Gooden, actor. Cuba Gooden's Cuba Gooden's little brother. Yeah, the one that didn't go to jail.
Yeah. Listen, I've been in prison. So
but it wasn't for harassing a waitress at a
no.
And then we have former Phillies that they try to shove this guy down our throat, Michael Young. In 1976, that just pissed me off to no end. And that's what I have for you this day in history. Hollis Thomas, brought to you by Philly Sports Strips. That's right. Go to phillysportstrips.com and click the tailgating app if you want to tailgate with us in Philly or on one of the road trips.
Listen, come on in here, Craig. Come around here. Because we want to do a shout out. Hurry up, man. We on the show.
What, the Phillies?
Yeah. We'll shout out the Phillies. We got
I got my Philly socks on. I wasn't gonna pull them out, bro.
This is our manager, everybody. Craig Kaplan. Say hi, Craig, everybody. Got the Phillies got his Phillies gear on.
Yes,
Shout out to the Phillies
yes,
tonight.
the Phillies, they win it. They,
Are they winning?
What's the score?
What's the score?
The score
0-0
right now.
So
they're in Arizona.
shout out to the Phillies. I love this time. It's just, I mean, it's very similar to last year.
Yeah.
Actually, the Eagles hadn't lost at
Yeah,
this
hadn't
time,
lost
though.
at
So
this
this
time.
is a little dampering what was going on.
You know what?
But-
It's a little dampering, but you kind of expected them to lose because if you find your notes for when we
well, yeah, I expected them to lose this game, but I
yeah.
thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be playing.
Yeah, but then too, you didn't know that it was going to be like we were on a bit of a high. I still when I said my score, I was like, and I was just in LA with them. I know you were out there too. So it's like you come all the way back here,
and that's why I said they would probably lose this game because Aaron Rodgers, obviously, their offense would have been more productive than it was this past week. Yeah. But I'm not giving my prediction because I'm really.
I already told you mine.
Yeah, but
mine is 28-31 Eagles. I think it's going to be a one-score game, but it's not going to be a low-scoring affair. It's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah. So, but if I can't tell y'all how I really feel, I'm not going to tell you at all.
That's how I feel.
So
that's pretty much not pretty much. That's how I feel.
Well, good luck to the Eagles. I want the Eagles to win, but there's a lot of chips that got to fall in the right place.
The one chip that's gonna fall it's gonna fall. Don't worry about it.
What chip?
Anybody else? He's only been sacked 6 times.
Yeah, he's only been sacked 6 times.
And he had to learn how to fall.
Yeah. What did he take? Karate or something like that?
Karate, jiu-jitsu or something like that.
Kung fu or something like that, so he can learn how to fall.
Yeah, he got mad because somebody
Who
said
doesn't
something
know how
about
to
it.
fall? You know how to fall.
Yeah. You don't get this old not learn how to fall.
We're over time, bro.
A little bit.
Listen, we're here at Royal Billiard and Recreation with our live remote show today here on A2D Radio. This is Vetted. I'm Irving Fryar. That's Big Dog Hollis Thomas.
Damn Skippy.
We are out of here. We couldn't get Duper or Clayton on today. Technical difficulties. We see that he's gone. We'll save some time for them later on in the season. We wanted them to come on today because it was apropos because they were, a duo back in the day, and they've got a duo of receivers coming in here this weekend in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but it didn't happen. I'm telling you, if it would have happened, though, Duper is a funny cat. Y'all would have enjoyed him.
Well, I wanted
some stories.
I wanted to hear just because he wouldn't die for the
No, you got to hear this guy. We're going to have him on at some time later on when he's got himself together remotely. So listen, y'all, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, same purpose. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise right here on A2D Radio. Vetted, Irving Fryar, and Hollis Thomas. See y'all next week.